Hi, friends. I am happy to be here with you today. I'm looking forward to talking about this subject. This is so my wheelhouse. I had a terrific weekend. I taught private lessons to some really cool voice teachers and artists. And I learned some things at the Celebrate Singing conference. So I don't know if you guys were at that, but it was really good. A lot of really great educators there sharing their smartness with us, which we love. I love learning new things. I want to let you know that next week, I am interviewing right out of the gate. Want to tell you about next week? Next week, I'm interviewing Karen Sussman. Karen Sussman, speech language pathologist, vocalist, voice teacher, all around great gal. And she is going to talk to us next week about muscle tension dysphonia, which is a thing, right? But we all could use a little education on that subject. I know I could. So she's just going to show up and lend her smartness to our worlds, which I think is very nice of her, and I'm really looking forward to it. Now, here's our title today. I have been teaching singing to microphone singers for over 30 years. I know, hard to believe. And as a freelance professional singer, I sang exclusively microphone music. So there's a lot of things I take for granted, like things that are really important and could really make a positive difference to you in your teaching. But I just don't think to tell you because it's kind of the air that I breathe. Excuse me. Uh-oh. Excuse me just a minute. I lost my... Nope. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. Sorry, you guys. Is that what I want? Darn it. I lost my cool overlays. Okay, we gotta... I was rocking it, and then all of a sudden I really wasn't rocking it anymore. God darn it. Okay. Although apparently I could press a button and give myself applause. So that's interesting. So let me see if I can figure this out and also keep talking. That would be good. I don't know where my overlays are. Where are my overlays? Okay. Can't find them. Wish I knew where they went. I picked up my keyboard and they just went away. Wait. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. Hang in there with me. I just don't know where they went. I don't know where they live. Thought I knew where they lived. Anyway. Oh, there they are. Okay. There we go. Okay. Got them. I'm sorry. That was really lame. Okay. So, but luckily for me, so I was saying this is just like the air that I breathe, right? But luckily for me, I teach voice teachers. So I just concluded the winter session of the Neuro-Vocal Method certification class. And as is the case whenever I teach a class, I learn things. Because I always teach smart people and they teach me things. So I learned a lot. Like, for instance, I was made aware that some of the things that I take for granted are not things that other voice teachers really even think about that much. Or at all. They're just not part of your experience, you know. They're not part of your training, and there's just no reason that you would think about them. But it's really important to your pop, rock, CCM microphone music singers that you know this stuff. In fact, when I tell you these very empowering secrets, I'll bet you'll be able to relate to them on one level or another, because not being aware of these secrets creates situations that are really, really common. So, excuse me. There we go. Look at that. I didn't even know I could do that. Okay. I'm learning things about my toy on the fly here, which is not how I like to learn things. I'm Meredith Colby, and I support voice teachers to create confident teaching of popular styles. I am also the author of Money Notes? How to Sing High, Loud, Healthy, and Forever, which introduces Neuro-Vocal Method, a way to use brain science to teach healthy technique for people who sing into microphones. Just occurred to me. that I didn't have my comments thing where I could see it. So you guys would comment and I wouldn't see it. Wah. Okay. Say hi. Add to the chat if you want. I would love for you to. My freebie today is a link to my video, which is called The #1 Secret for Hitting Your Money Notes. And I've had voice teachers tell me that they really love this vid, and for sure I make all my new students watch it because it can really help us get where we're going a lot faster. Rita's here. Hi, Rita. You don't have to sign up for anything. Just put secret in the comments. Did I have that? Do I have that? Did I put secret in the comments? Well, whatever. Freebie. There we go. Yo, there it is at the top. Yeah, secret to the comments. Okay. And the Neuro-Vocal bot will send you that link. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can find the link in the notes below. So I need to do a little promo for my class because here's why. In my last class, the class that just concluded, there was a teacher who was from Australia, and she was attending the class at 3 a.m. I just couldn't with that. I loved it. And one day her hair was so cute. I'm like, that's so unfair. #goals. Anyway, so I am doing this second and final certification class for 2021 has 2 sections. One for people sort of Chicago and East all the way to Europe, and one for Chicago and West all the way to Australia. It just makes it a slightly more civilized time to join the class and to learn. It's a great class, you guys. It's such a great value in terms of this kind of education. You learn so much, and it's stuff that you're not going to learn anywhere else. I know this because I've been told by lots of voice teachers who have taken my class and have also taken other classes, and they're like, I've never heard this stuff before. So I want you to take my class because I want to see you there. Anyway, so here's a problem. I'm going to have to keep putting my glasses on because I can't see my prompts. It's not easy getting old. Okay, so I hope you will share your thoughts and comments with me today. If something that I say, something that somebody else says gives you a takeaway, put that, #that in the comments because #that. Hearts and thumbs are appreciated. I don't know why, but it makes Facebook like me better. So if it knows that anybody is watching me. It rewards. That's the whole thing about viral. Okay, I'm just going to leave my glasses on because it's driving me crazy. Okay. So there's my title again. We're getting right to it. Since I messed up so much today. You may have noticed that on my promo for this class, I put a certain title, and now I have this other title underneath that. Cheryl's here. Brian's here. Yay! I'm glad you're here. Now, the reason I have this other thing is because I'm on a little bit of a crusade to change the way we talk. I know I won't be successful, but you can always try. Because here's why. We talk about CCM, which is kind of cool and the sort of thing that makes academic people approve of us, which, Rita and I really need that. CCM meaning commercial contemporary music. But not all the things our singers sing are either commercial or contemporary. We talk about pop /rock. Nice. If you accept that pop is all of popular music, most people don't. So, we do. Voice teachers tend to understand that when we say pop, that we mean popular, meaning all that is not classical, but regular people don't think that. When you say pop to a normal non-musician, non-voice teacher person, you say pop music and they think of, who they think of. They think of Ariana, right? So So that's kind of problematic. What's the other one? Oh, contemporary. And then people will say contemporary music, which I use that term, contemporary music, but that is problematic also because what do you mean by contemporary? That's a very subjective term. And also there's contemporary classical music. So anyway, so I feel that microphone music should be the term that we're using. Unless somebody has a better idea, which of course I am open to. But the common thread for all of these popular styles is that they're sung into microphones. They're sung into microphones. So that is their common thread, and that's kind of the only common thread. So let's get to it. Here is secret number one. Secret number one. And this is, lest I forget to say it. Rita says, wait a minute. Rita Castillo says, I like that term. It says it all. That's how I feel about it too. Because, yeah, it's all that is not acoustic, right? Which is all that is not classical mostly. Anyway, microphone music. So, yes, so I put the most important thing so that I wouldn't forget to say, this is the most important thing. That the music of microphone singers is inside out as opposed to outside in. So what do I mean by that? When we talk about training for classical singing or training for music theater, which is what most of us do, thank you for the thumbs up, which is what most of us do, all of or some of, or wish we did all of, because that's what our training is classical or music theater. When we talk about those kinds of singings, we are talking about stage singing, for one thing, but more importantly, and more to my point, is that we are talking about the singer's function being a specific thing. So if I'm an opera singer, my function on that stage is to be a vehicle of the composer's intent. I'm supposed to deliver the composer's message. It is the composer's name that is on the marquee, not mine. Even if I'm a huge international star, it's still Puccini's name on the marquee, right? So that is my function artistically. And with music theater as well. Now, obviously, there's acting involved, and acting is a very personal thing. But in terms of the genre, the function of the singer is to deliver the composer's work. When you talk about music, microphone singers, I'm like, which of my words? Microphone singers, when we talk about microphone singers, we are talking about inside out. There is no composer, or they are the composer, or they are interpreting the composer. The values there of those genres, and really all of them, hip hop, folk, R&B, rock, doesn't matter what kind it is. If you're singing it into a microphone, the values are about the singer delivering their interpretation of this piece of music, which they may or may not have written. So what we as an audience want is something that is genuine, that is honest, that is in the moment, that is emotionally transparent. That's what we're looking for. We are really not looking for, as an audience, we are not looking for something being sung in a certain way that is molded to certain genre-specific norms, right? If somebody is in a particular genre and they veer outside of that norm, we think that's an artistic choice that they have made, and then that they are responsible for. That we either like it or we don't. But here's the thing, you guys. If I don't like, if Rita is a recording artist and somebody has sent me her YouTube link and I'm listening to her sing her song, and I don't resonate with the way that she's performing it, or I don't resonate with the piece itself, fine, I can go somewhere else. I don't have to get all wound up about how she's not doing it right, because there isn't a right. However she has chosen to do it is right. And if that resonates for me, if I see her and I go, oh my gosh, I get this performer. This performer speaks to me. This piece of music speaks to me. Then fabulous. There we go. Rita has created an artistic connection between her, the artist, and me, the audience. So it's very much of an inside out thing. So that particular thing I could rant on for a really long time, but I won't. I'll move on because I care. Because I care. We're going to move on to number 2. Number 2, it doesn't have to be pretty. Getting back to number 1, pretty is a value that some people are looking for in a singer. A lot of people really enjoy pretty singing. A lot of people don't like singers who don't sound pretty. On the other hand, there are a lot of singers who aren't real singers, like what we would call real singers. Tom Petty leaps to mind, although he's passed away. But he was hugely popular. I mean, the Dire Straits, hugely popular. There are a lot of artists who... I'm very distracted right now because my husband's right outside my door talking. There are a lot of artists who aren't like real singers, but who deliver a genuine, emotionally transparent message. I can't with this. I'm sorry. You're going to watch me text on this live. This is a new low for me. Here we go. You're getting a glimpse into my personal life. I'm broadcasting. Whoops. Can't. Oh, Lord. Okay, cancel. Okay, here I am. There's my husband, who's right outside my door. I'm broadcasting. Could you please be quiet? Thank you. Now we have to cross our fingers that he saw that. Okay. It doesn't have to be pretty. I love that. Thank you, Rita. Thank you so much. I've never had to do that before. But today, shut up. Anyway. Okay. It doesn't have to be pretty. Again, like what I said in the last one, it's about connection. It's about the artist's choices. And you know what? I'm going to veer off a little bit. When, sorry, it really takes all my concentration to do this. Okay, I've written myself a note. You've understood certain elements. Oh, yes. Okay, I'm glad I wrote this note to myself. Okay, when we got our training, most of us, and if you've taken any kind of training, that has names on it, I'm not even going to mention names, but if you've taken any kind of training, one of the things that happens in this training, except not in mine, not in mine because I don't go there, but pretty much every other training you're going to get is they talk about certain elements of singing to be desirable. Sometimes beautiful. If you have classical training, then you're looking for beauty because that's important to the genre, that it's beautiful. But at the very least, there's certain sonic elements, certain sonic outcomes that are desirable to a certain type of singing, right? But I don't agree with that. And I could pull up, a dozen artists right like this, boom, 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 that anything that you have learned that is a desirable outcome, there are famous and successful artists who don't share that, who don't include that in their music. And yet there are people, or maybe because of, there are people who resonate with that artist. there are people to whom that artist speaks, and that's really, really, really important. So anytime you find, and so I'm just going to urge you, okay, this is a really important thing for your students who are microphone singers, especially your singer-songwriters, or your kind of like your younger people who are like playing around with the ways different singers sing, and they're trying to find their voice. It's so important to let them know that anything they do is fine. If their default sound is healthy and they're not going to hurt themselves, then let them do stuff. Everything is okay. They might find something totally new. They might find their signature that makes them them, you know? Let them do it. It doesn't have to be pretty. Okay. Now, number 3. The mic is part of the sound. And this is a thing. This is one of these, like, where do I even start? With microphone singing, the microphone is part of the sound. And thank you for the hashtag that, by the way. The singer's relationship with the microphone, their intimate knowledge of what outcome they will get based on what they are doing with that dynamic interaction between the microphone and their voice and what they're singing is huge. The problem with it is that there's really no way to shortcut it. You can't learn it. It doesn't matter how smart you are. You can't learn it by understanding it in your frontal lobe. You have to experience it. You have to live with a microphone. You have to clock your hours. If there's any microphone singers listening right now, I really want to hashtag that for that, because you know I'm right about this. That you have to just do it and find out how your voice interacts with microphones and how to get what you want to come out of the monitors to come out of the monitors. If you don't, Ashley, hey, Ashley's here. Hey, Ashley. So if you are a voice teacher, now this is a little right now because so many of us are teaching online. But if you are a voice teacher who teaches popular students, you need to have a microphone in your studio. You just need to. And you need to urge your students to get a microphone. I have a student who's young, and she wants to be a band singer, and I've been urging her for over a year. I have this nice little I can't remember. It's less than $250. This little practice setup that can also be taken on a gig. And I'm like, get it. You got to get it. Invest in it. If you were a guitar player, your guitar would cost you $1,000. You don't have to spend $1,000. Just get this setup for yourself. She finally got it, and she is over the moon. And now she's learning this relationship that her voice has with the microphone that is crucial to microphone singers. Okay, I'm going to pull Rita's comment down here because I want to see what Rita has to say. This is what I miss about online. I have a full PA in my studio, and they get on it right away. Yeah, at first they don't want to, and then they love it. Right, because what's the alternative, you guys? The alternative is what most of us have experienced, which is, we may not have experienced ourselves as artists, or we may have, but certainly our students have, where they sing in our studios and everything they do is acoustic, and now we have our recital or whatever, or they get a chance to be in a showcase, or they get a chance to be in their school talent show or whatever, and somebody shoves a microphone in their face. And now all of a sudden they're like, okay, what do I do with this? Right? And they don't know how to use it, and they don't know how to get the best sound, and it scares them. Like Rita just said, it makes them feel nervous. So we don't want that. We want our little artists to be confident and happy. And Ashley has a comment that I want to share. It's important for them to hear themselves on the microphone, right? Because it's different. Thank you, Ashley. It is different hearing yourself acoustically versus hearing yourself out of a monitor. And especially if you then move to a situation where you are part of the band and really you're not hearing your ears, your brain has to do a lot of gymnastics to separate your voice coming out of the monitor from everything else that it's hearing around it. So the sooner they can start to get the feel for that, the better. It's really, really important. So these 3 things, thank you. You guys are sharing the love today, which I really appreciate because this was a really not my best broadcast, which is too bad. Anyway, so real quick, recap. So we have most important thing, right? The mic. Whoops. See, already. There we go. Inside out versus outside in. That is the most important thing. Second is it doesn't have to be pretty. The default should be healthy. That is the end. Everything else is up for grabs. And third, the microphone is part of the sound. Those are my 3 big secrets today. For a lot of you guys, those weren't secrets, but it's worth talking about, right? I'm Meredith Colby. I support voice teachers to create confident teaching of popular styles. My book and other good stuff can be found at meredithcolby.com. And or my YouTube channel. I am here every Monday at 1 o'clock Chicago time. Thank you for being here with me today. I appreciate your time. Grateful for your attention. Be safe, be well, and I'll see you next week. Have a good week. Bye-bye.